Hi guys, David and David here from Payette4.com and Upphone.com, and in this video we're going to talk about the 5 iPhone settings that can save your life, starting with Do Not Disturb while driving.
Do Not Disturb while driving silences incoming calls and messages while you're driving your car. So let's talk about how to turn it on.
Sure, let's open the Settings app, scroll down to Do Not Disturb, and scroll down to Do Not Disturb while driving. We highly recommend setting this to automatically as opposed to your other options, which are when connected to car Bluetooth and manually. If you don't have it set to automatically, it won't get set automatically. You might forget and
get an incoming call. I've been distracted by my phone when I've been driving before. Fortunately, I've never gotten in an accident, but I've had a couple of close calls, and I think a lot of us have. So that's why I leave it turned on my phone.
Yeah, automatically, it can be a minor inconvenience at times. Like I was on a plane the other day flying back from Seattle, and I looked down at my phone, and all of a sudden, Do Not Disturb while driving was on.
Yep.
And I was like, I'm not driving, I'm in a plane.
Yep.
But
and you had airplane mode turned on, right?
I did have airplane mode turned on. But other than that, I mean, it's definitely worth setting to automatically, and it can save your life. So the next thing you need to be aware of is Emergency SOS.
Emergency SOS is a great feature, not just because it dials 911 automatically, but it actually works in every country. No matter where you are, it'll dial the local emergency services. So there are emergency SOS settings in the Settings app. Let's head there.
Yep, so I'm back on the main page of the Settings app. I'm just gonna scroll down to Emergency SOS and tap on that. And as you can see, I have Call with Side button turned on. Call Emergency SOS when you rapidly press the side button 5 times.
So I'll show you how that happens. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Emergency SOS shows up. We're gonna get to medical ID in a minute, but I can just swipe across the screen for Emergency SOS. There's another interesting feature in here, which is auto call. And if you turn on auto call, you tap it 5 times and then this giant alarm goes off, and then it automatically dials. So it does set off this alarm. When I was walking through an airport once in California, I had turned this on because we were writing an article about it, and it went off in my pocket. It scared the crap out of me. So I leave auto call off, but remember, if you get in trouble, tap the side button 5 times. It'll swipe across the screen, and you get
I have an anecdote about that too. I was at the gym and I had Emergency SOS set up on my watch, and I had wrist straps on, and the wrist straps actually banged into the side of my Apple Watch enough times to trigger Emergency SOS.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was really, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's really scary if it happens. But
I mean, and then if it does happen and you actually get through to emergency services, just tell them, oh, hey, I was testing out Emergency SOS and it works and I'm fine.
So the next feature we want to talk about is Share My Location, which allows you to share your location with family and friends. It's especially useful if you go for a hike in the woods and you wander off and you go missing
for 3 days and nobody knows where you are. Hey, I can just check Share My Location. That's where my contact was at this place.
Yep. And so the first step to use Share My Location is just make sure that it's actually turned on. So we'll do that in the Settings app.
Yeah, we'll scroll right down to Privacy, tap Location Services, tap Share My Location, and just turn on that switch next to Share My Location. There we go. Off to a good start.
Yep. If you have other devices like an iPad, you can share it from this device or from an iPad or from somewhere. So make sure that it is the device that you want to be sharing your location.
Probably your iPhone.
Probably your iPhone, exactly. So yeah, you're not gonna go hiking with your iPad.
You might.
You might.
I want to watch a movie on the way
we get a little sidetracked sometime. So to share your location with me, what you have to do is go to the phone app and then find me in the contacts. So let's do that.
Or you can go to the Contacts app, but nobody uses that anyway.
Yeah.
Phone app, Contacts, Payette.
Yeah.
Scroll down to Share My Location.
All right.
I'm gonna tap on that.
And this is really cool that you could do it for an hour until the end of the day or indefinitely. So if you're going on a hike, maybe until the end of the day.
Yeah, or a field trip for your school.
Yep.
And your kid's got an iPhone, you wanna follow them to the end of the day. How about that?
That sounds perfect to me.
I'm just gonna tap Share Indefinitely.
Yep. That's very kind of you. And so now I'm gonna be able to see David's location forever.
Perfect.
So
until I turn it off after this video is done recording.
Which is a smart move. I don't blame you. So I can just tap on David's name in our text messages, and I can see exactly where he is right now.
Wow, that's creepy.
It is pretty creepy.
But it could save your life.
It could. I could call you, and now you're in Half Moon, New York. How about that?
Wow, that's shocking. So the next thing that'll save your life is related to Wi-Fi calling.
Wi-Fi calling is great because it uses the Wi-Fi network to make phone calls instead of a cellular network. And that's especially important if there's no cell coverage where you're going on vacation. However, if your iPhone can't send a GPS signal to emergency services, then emergency services doesn't know where to send somebody in case you get in trouble. So Wi-Fi calling has a built-in feature that says update address. So when you go to a remote location where you're not going to have good cell coverage, you should definitely go into Wi-Fi calling settings settings and update your address so that they know where to send people in case you need help. Let's do that right now.
Sure, let's go to settings and we'll scroll down to cellular and I'll tap on Wi-Fi calling. I have Wi-Fi calling on. You should check out our video on Wi-Fi calling that we just made. We'll link to that in the card above.
Perfect.
Wi-Fi calling on this phone. There's a update emergency address. Tap right on that and update your emergency address.
Super important to do if you're going to be in an area without good cell coverage.
It looks like my emergency address is correct.
And so that's a long ways away from here.
That's excellent. Our next tip is related to the health app and medical ID. So first thing we'll do is open the health app and get going in there.
Medical ID, perfect.
So you tap on the medical ID in the bottom right-hand corner, and then you've got a lot of options here. First thing we want to do is mention that setting up this medical ID stuff is really important, especially if the first responders arrive on the scene and you just whip out your iPhone and say, here's all my medical information, first responder, here's what you need to know.
Yep, and they know how to get at this too, and there's an easier way to do it than opening the health app.
Oh, geez.
Which is just tap on the side of your phone 5 times like you're gonna call emergency SOS, and then you can see medical ID. Just swipe across the screen there, and that's all of your information.
Look at that, that's perfect.
Yeah, pretty cool.
But you can't edit your information there, and that's why we're in the health app, because we want to show you how to set it up. So all you need to do is tap that nice big edit button in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, and you can add a photo, name, date of birth, medical conditions, medical notes, allergies and medications, your blood type. Are you an organ donor? I am. Height and weight. And this brings us to our final iPhone life-saving tip, and that is to set up emergency contacts.
Yep, this is a great feature, so you can let people know who to call.
In fact, your emergency contacts will receive a message saying that you have called emergency services when you use emergency SOS. So
that's awesome.
It's great.
It really is an awesome feature. So let's add an emergency contact.
Just tap that green plus right there. You can choose someone here. I'll just choose you for now. What's our relationship? Oh boy.
I guess maybe
other.
So,
and then just tap done in the upper right-hand corner of the screen.
Yep.
And your emergency contact has now been set up.
I'm so honored to be your other.
Yeah, it's great.
So that wraps up our list of iPhone settings that will literally save your life. And my favorite is Emergency SOS. Because Emergency SOS works in whatever country you're in, you don't have to know the local emergency number in order to get help. Your iPhone will call for you. Super helpful.
Yeah, Emergency SOS is definitely in my top 5 life-saving tips.
Special.
Yeah, that's our video. Thank you guys for watching, and give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Leave us a comment down below. Do we miss anything? If we did, let us know. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more great iPhone videos.